on the cloud. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys give me a thumbs up when you can see this? Perfect. All right, so today's call is Surge to Success Club. We have a few days left in the month, and there are a lot of you guys on the board, but there's also a lot of you guys not quite there yet. And I really, really, really want you to be there because I know how important Success Club is for our business, not only for the commissions that it brings in, not only for the new energy, the new challengers, the potential coaches, but also for your confidence as a leader and for you to be able to get the personal fulfillment of helping people and helping them have success in your challenge. So all it takes, you guys, is consistency, competence, and confidence. This is literally all it takes to get to Success Club. Consistency, competence, and confidence. Consistency because you need to be working your business consistently. If you dip out for a couple weeks and come back and try and post about a challenge group and then you never follow up and you never post about it again, people are probably not going to be super excited to join you because you don't look like you know what you're doing, which is where competence comes in. You don't have to be the most creative. You don't have to be the best writer. You don't have to be the best photo taker. You don't have to come up with the most clever theme names for a challenge group or ideas. You just have to be competent in the things that I'm going to talk about. You just have to be able to do them and do them consistently. And then confidence. So this is the biggest thing, right? You have to have confidence that what you are doing is awesome, that the products that you have to offer are incredible and are going to help people and that they're going to love them, and that you as a coach can help them and as you as a mentor can help them. Because if you don't have that confidence, all the rest falls apart, right? It doesn't matter how consistent you are. It doesn't matter how competent you are. If you don't have confidence, people are going to be nervous. They're not going to want to invest in you as their coach. So it's really important, especially when we're coming into the end of the month, for you to believe in yourself. Believe you can do it and you're already halfway there. I know that sounds like a bumper sticker, but it's absolutely true. If you believe that you can do it, you're halfway there. There's an old quote, I don't know what it is, but it says, if you believe you can or you can't, either way, you're right. And it's so true. If you decide in your head that Success Club is hard and that you're not going to make it, then you're probably not going to make it and it's probably going to feel really hard. If you decide in your head that Success Club is just a part of this business and that it's always going to be something that you achieve, odds are you're going to figure out ways to make it happen and it's going to feel a lot easier. When I first started, I asked Lindsay Matway, how do I get to where you are? What I want is what you have. I want to be a millionaire because of Beachbody. I want to retire my family. I want to have all the things that you have. What do I need to do? And she said, as a brand new coach, she said, well, right now what I want you to do is work on yourself, work on your mind, and make Success Club a complete non-negotiable in your business. And I took those words to heart because when someone who is where you want to go tells you the secret to success, you don't think of it as a suggestion. You take it as gospel. And that's what I did. I said, okay, if Lindsay Matway says that if I want to be where she is, this needs to be something that is just a foundation of my business, then I have to figure out a way to make it happen. And I did. And because of that mentality shift, I never came into it thinking, oh my gosh, I have to scrape by every month to hit Success Club. It's such a hard thing. I came into it thinking every top coach, every coach that is where I want to be does this. And they go way above and beyond. So it can't be that hard, right? If everybody is doing it, it can't be that hard. And ever since then, it hasn't been that hard. Sure, I've had months where it came down to the wire. Sure, I've had months where I wondered where my challengers were going to come from. But for the most part, I've hit 10 or above every month in my almost 4-year coaching career. And that is not to brag. That is not to make you feel like you need to, do crazy numbers all the time. It's just to say that 5 is not that bad. I promise. It's only 3 people. It's really your mindset. It's not the actual qualification. It's your mindset that gets in your way. Okay. So let's talk about the number one thing that coaches tell me when they're struggling to hit Success Club. I can't find anybody. When coaches tell me they can't find anybody, and here's where I'm going to start being real honest with you guys, the first thing that I think in my head is, then you are not looking hard enough. because there are 1.9 billion active users on Facebook alone. There are 700 million on Instagram. And this was a social media report from a few weeks ago. So these numbers are probably even bigger. There are tons of people using Messenger, 1.2 billion people that use Messenger, which means that when you are at your kid's soccer game or you are at a red light and Challenger asks you for more information, you can in 2 seconds send them a voice message on Facebook Messenger, and that's an app that they use. How cool is that? You don't have to wait to get home to email them. You don't have to wait till you can meet them for coffee. You don't have to go out of your way and spend a ton of time. 2 seconds at a red light, 2 seconds on a bathroom break. They're already using it, 1.2 billion. There are 1.9 billion people on Facebook, and you can't find 3 people to join you? Then you are not looking hard enough. You're not trying hard enough. And now I know if you're struggling, you're probably really frustrated with what I'm saying. Because when you're struggling and when you're already down and out, you don't want someone to tell you that you're not working hard enough, right? So maybe you are working hard enough, but maybe you're not working smart enough. So if you feel like you are working hard enough, maybe the disconnect is that you need to work smarter. Here are some top ways to connect with these 1.9 billion people on Facebook and 700 million people on Instagram. Let me first say, there are a little over 400,000 active coaches in the Beachbody network. Most of those people are just discount or part-time coaches. They're not like you and me. And there are 1.9 billion people on Facebook, 700 million on Instagram, 400,000 coaches in the network, most of whom are discount or part-time coaches. Can you really look me in the face and tell me that this market is saturated with coaches? Can you honestly, looking at these numbers, believe that? Or is that the limiting belief that you tell yourself so that you don't have to push yourself out of your comfort zone? The top ways to connect, to work smart with the time you have. This is exactly what I do when I'm trying to find new people. You don't have to overthink it. It doesn't have to be some crazy 18-step system. It's super simple. The first thing I do, and the first thing I did, was I searched by my high school and my middle school, and I found all my old classmates, and I sent them friend requests, anybody they wasn't connected to, and I started catching up on their life, liking and commenting on their pictures, just reconnecting with them, being interested in their life, because I was. The next thing I did was old college classmates. And you guys, I went to a huge university. That's like a lot of people that I could find. I searched by UCF. On Facebook, you can search by these things. On Instagram, you can search by location tags. So if people are tagging the school, you can find them. If they're tagging your old workplace, you can find them. Those are great ways because most of you guys are not connected to every single person you've ever met in your life. So there are definitely people who you already kind of know that are not complete strangers you can reconnect with. Okay, old classmates, old coworkers. I went through every old random part-time job I had, and I looked up the people that I could find that I remembered working with. Some of these people I hadn't talked to in 10 years. That's fine. That's what Facebook's for. It's for reconnecting. If they were male coworkers, I went and friend requested them, and then I went and friend requested their wives because they are probably not my target market, but their wives definitely could be. Next, one of my key places, and if you are an introvert like me, this can be your holy grail if you are married to an extrovert or if you have a sister or a cousin or a roommate who is an extrovert, go to their Facebook page. Find their old classmates. Find the people that are constantly liking and commenting on their pictures, the people that they're connected to, and friend request those people. You guys, I have friend requested almost every single one of my husband's old coworkers' wives, of his old classmates' wives, the people that we still run into at weddings or at random reunions. All of those wives I have friend requested, I've connected with. I follow them on Instagram if they're on Instagram. So easy. My husband is a social butterfly. He makes new friends all the time. I go and I friend their wives. That's literally it. Every time he goes out for beers and comes home and has new friends, new hipster, cool craft beer friends, I'm like, awesome. Their wives are probably going to fit right in. And I go friend request their wives. Join groups on Facebook for your interests. Are you a mom? There are a million mom groups. Are you a homeschooler? There are a million homeschooling groups. Are you paleo? Are you high fat, low carb? Are you someone who hikes? Are you someone who, go skiing, go snowboarding? Are you someone who coupons? Are you budgeting? Literally anything that you do with your time that is a hobby or something that you spend a lot of time on, there are Facebook groups for it. There are Facebook groups for female entrepreneurs. You can join those too. Find groups for your interests. Now, these groups usually have rules about soliciting. You're not joining these groups to go and post about your challenge groups. You're joining these groups to just connect with new people. So go to groups that you will actually enjoy spending time in and having conversations in. Because if you just join a group and never participate in it, it's kind of a waste because no one's going to see you. But if you go join a group and you're like, oh, these are the amazing new homeschooling classes I found, or here's a free resource I found, or if you join a female entrepreneurs thing and you're like, oh, look at this free ebook download, people are going to be like, who is this girl? She's always adding cool value. She's always telling us cool things. She must know what's going on. And they're going to come and they're going to look at your page, and we're going to talk about your page in a little bit. But that's all we're trying to do is meet new people. Look for mutual acquaintances. Friends of friends are great places. I have so many people I've friended that are friends of friends that I maybe met at like a Halloween party one time, but they're really good friends with one of my good friends. We have that person in common. It's super easy and super natural to send them a friend request or follow them. They're not going to think it's weird. Church organizations that you're in, clubs that you're in, any of those kind of things are just rife with opportunities for you to connect with people. Don't overthink it. Sending people friend requests is not weird. The parents of your kids' friends, everybody that has kids, your kids are in school, that's an instant 12 to 25 new moms that you can friend on Facebook. Instantly, just because your kids have the class in common. Any sort of things that your kids do, if they go to karate, if they go to gymnastics, all the parents that you meet there. You guys see how it can go on and on and on and on and on? Now, if you run out of people there, and if you are actually doing this with all of those people, that's a lot. So if you tell me you're already out of people, I'm probably not going to believe you. But if you really, really are, look for people who tag places that you enjoy, because most likely you guys are going to have common interests. So if there is a chick that goes to that tags the yoga studio that you love, or the juice bar that you love, or she goes to the park that your kids are always playing at and tags it with all these cute pictures, or if she is tagging a restaurant that you love, or whatever it is, look for those. And then on Instagram, you can do the same thing with the geotags, the location tags. And then search hashtags on Instagram. Search for fit moms, search for Orlando moms, search for homeschool moms, search for CrossFit chicks, search for whatever it is that you do that you're interested in, and you will find so many people to connect with. And always geotag your photos and search those geotags, because if you thought it was a cool place to go, and you're probably going to connect with someone else who thinks it was a cool place to go. All right, so now once we've done all of that, that's just the first step, right? That doesn't necessarily, just because we friend request someone doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be banging on our door to join our next challenge group or to join our team. All of the foot traffic in the world won't mean a thing if your storefront windows suck, okay? All the people walking by, it won't matter if you have cardboard up in your windows. They're not going to buy anything from you. They're not going to come in your store. Your social media is your storefront windows. It's the peek inside what you're doing. So if you're spending all this time friend requesting and connecting, but your social media sucks, it's not going to pay off in the way that you want. Now, I want to preface social media by saying, you do not have to be incredible at digital marketing. You do not have to be a graphics genius. You don't even have to be that great at taking pictures or writing, but you do have to learn a few basics to help you. It needs to be clear what you're doing and that you have something inspiring to offer. Sharing your story and sharing bits and pieces of your struggle and your journey is compelling. It helps people connect to you. So that needs to be there too. And if you don't have those things, all of these people that you're spending time trying to get to know, they're going to come to your Facebook page and have no idea what you're doing and have no idea that you have an amazing opportunity for them. And they're not going to reach out to you about it. So I pulled some people who have really, really great social media. In case you guys want to look them up, you can screenshot this page. And they are all across the board in style, in photography skill, in how things look, but they have something in common. And that is that within 2 scrolls on their social media, you will be able to tell that they are a Beachbody coach, that they are on their own fitness journey, that they are trying to inspire others, that they have something that you can join, whether it's a challenge group or a new coach training, and that they love what they're doing. Within 2 scrolls, you can tell this. All right? This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Because before this call this week, I did a social media audit randomly on a bunch of coaches in our team that ended at Success Club 2 or 4 last month. All right? People who said, I can't find enough people, nobody's interested. I did a social media audit on you guys. And 80% of the people that I looked at in 2 scrolls, I had no idea that you were a coach, that you had a challenge group that I could join, that you had anything I could be a part of. I absolutely had no idea that you could train me to be a coach, that you were building a team, that you had a huge vision and passion for this. What I did know is that you worked out a couple of times last week, and you were maybe into some healthy recipes, and that's pretty much it. So we have some room for improvement here on our team. And here's the good news, you guys. This is such an easy problem to fix. Okay? Of all of the struggles to have as a coach, this is so easy because it's just a tiny little tweak in what you're doing. You're already sharing. We just need to share smarter. All right? You already have the passion. You already are being consistent. We just need to do it smarter. So if you guys want to take down these names, Brooke Lipoff, Melanie Mitro, Bonnie Engel, there's mine. And I just screenshotted these people's Instagrams, mostly because it's easier to see all their posts this way, and because Facebook timelines don't fit the same way in a little square. Brooke Lipoff didn't really use Instagram, but these people do the same things on Facebook, so you can see them the same. Now, to what I was talking about, and you'll see this on theirs. You'll see that in 2 scrolls, all these things are communicated. Okay, so poor Lynette, she's being used as our example. I audited her too. Lynette Den Hollander is one of the Star Diamond coaches on our team. She's an elite contender this year. She is rocking and rolling in her business. She's a team leader. There is a reason this chick is on fire, you guys. And it is because she has a clear mission and she is consistent. When you go to her stuff, it's easy to figure out that you can join in with what she's doing. Okay, this is a checklist. So if you guys want to screenshot this, you can. In 2 scrolls on your social media, you can send this to your success partner. You can give this to your BFF. You can give this to your spouse. Tell them to audit you so you can find out exactly what you can get better at. In 2 scrolls, have you added value? Because remember, we have to add value. We're not just here to, ask people to join our things. We need to give to them too. Have you added value? Have you shared a recipe? Have you shared a tip? Have you just shared something inspirational? Have you shared a glimpse into your daily life, your personality, right? Because we're all multifaceted people, and that's what people connect with. People are going to buy into you before they ever buy into Beachbody, okay? People are going to buy into you before they ever buy into a Beachbody program. It's just how it works. So you got to show them who you are. Can I tell that you're on a fitness journey yourself? Are you a product of the products you're selling? Are you on a fitness journey in general? Or are you on a fitness journey with Beachbody? Can I tell that you are leading challenge groups? Is that something that you talk about? Is that something that you're celebrating your challengers? Can I see that that's a thing you're doing? Can I tell that you are a Beachbody coach? Can I tell that you lead things that I could possibly join, whatever they are? New coach training, free clean eating group, challenge group. Are you leading things that I could get excited about and reach out to you about? And are you talking about them? Do I know that you offer mentoring in this business? This is the biggest one that I see missing from people's pages. There's nothing about business mentoring. There's nothing about your team. There's nothing celebrating your coaches. There's nothing about your vision for the business. And you're surprised when nobody bangs down your door to join your team. They might not know that you have one. Do I know that you love doing this? That this is just something that is adding so much joy and happiness and vitality to your life? And have you inspired me in some way? In 2 scrolls, you guys. Now, I know you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things. It's not hard. Go look at Lynette's Instagram. In 2 scrolls, all these things are covered. And it's so natural. I'm sure that she didn't sit and obsess for hours and hours about how to include all of these things within 2 scrolls. You get better at it as you go. So don't worry, if you're like, I have no idea how to do this. It's just sharing as you go and remembering to share smarter and with intention, right? Okay, so let's talk about some Facebook top tips for sharing. Number 1, share with intention. Okay, don't just post willy-nilly. Think about these things. If you take a picture of yourself doing your workout, that's wonderful. And yeah, you can share that and say, I did T25 today, and that's great. But could you stop for a second and think about what message you want to give to people? How could you turn this into something that inspires, that compels, that connects? Could you tell a little bit of a story about a challenge that you overcame in your workout that day? Could you talk about how you didn't think you had time, but then you found a workout that fit in your small window? Or could you talk about how you didn't want to do it, but once you got going, you felt stronger and you were excited to do it? Can you share with a little bit of intention? Remember, you guys, it's not necessarily about doing more than you're already doing. It's just about using the actions that you're doing smarter and to give you the most possible leverage and results. Share from the heart. Okay, actually, Jeff Hill, the co-president of Beachbody, called me the other day out of the blue, which was crazy. And he asked me about our team and about what I thought our strengths were as a team and what I thought my strength was as a leader. And I told him that I thought my strength was connection and community, because we have coaches on our team who've been around, even just as discount coaches, for 3.5 years. And I think that says a lot about the community here, that people want to stay connected and want to be a part of this. And I see discount coaches come and comment and encourage other people when they promote, when they hit milestones. People who are not even working this business, they feel connected because of our team page, because of the stuff we share. I love that. Fills me up, makes me so excited. That's what I think this is all about. And he went and he looked at my Facebook page while we were talking, and he said, I'm scrolling your Facebook page and I'm reading your posts. And one of the top posts on my feed that day was one, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Nate was trying to take pictures of me because he said I looked really good and I felt really gross about myself, and I was giving him a hard time about it. And I finally just acquiesced and let him take the picture, and I actually really liked the picture. And I had this moment where I was like, why do we do this to ourselves? Why are we constantly putting ourselves down? Why are we constantly trying to convince other people that we're ugly or fat or gross or whatever when they think that we're awesome and beautiful? Why can't we just see ourselves the way these other people see us, right? Why can't we accept it? And I wrote about that when I shared the picture, and he said, this has so much heart. I feel an instant connection to this. You have to share from the heart. And I know it can be scary to open up and be a little bit vulnerable. It doesn't have to be emptying the skeletons in your closet. It's just taking that minute to slow down and think, what could I communicate that could really touch someone or help someone today in their day when they read it? Show your personality, right? We're all so different. And if you just post a workout picture and if you just post a shake picture, it doesn't really show a ton about who you are. Why are you different? Why should someone join you as a coach instead of joining me, or instead of joining Courtney, or instead of joining Kayla or anybody else? Why would they pick you? Share your personality. I love when I see you guys do silly things, like post silly things. Lynette posted a picture of those 2 VW bugs and it looked like they were kissing. It has nothing to do with coaching, but it shows a bit of her personality. It shows her style. I love that. People are going to connect with her over that. I bet that if she tags that VW bug, people who just like VW bugs will end up finding her and following her page, and who knows, maybe a future Melanie Mitro that finds her. Okay. Think about your posts. This is a rule that Danielle Laporte told me years and years ago that's always stuck with me about social media. She said, always run it through a filter. Is this inspiring? And if the answer is yes, then post it. If the answer is no, ask, well, is it at least helpful? If it is yes, then post it. If the answer is no, say, well, is it at least entertaining? Will it make people laugh? If the answer is no, then you probably need to go back to the drawing board with your post, because those are the things that we need to put out into the world. Represent your business always, okay? So I know that Facebook, a lot of us use our personal Facebook, and you're like, well, I don't want it to all be business. It doesn't have to be business all the time, but you need to remember that you are representing your business all the time. Okay, so you don't necessarily want to be on there complaining or being super negative or, you know, ranting or raving. Like, save that for a private place, save that for your success partners, for your best friend, for your spouse, because you are representing your business always. Show visible proof that the products work. If you can't show a progress picture, why are people going to think that this could help them? Now, before everybody thinks that this is about getting skinny, it has nothing to do with getting skinny. Progress could be in your skin. It could be in how you feel. It could be in light shining through your eyes now because you feel more confident and happy. It could be talking about how Shakeology has helped you in all the different various ways that we know that it, does. You just need to show visible proof to people. And that's why this business is so magnetic, because we all see all these scammy weight loss things all day long. We see the teas on Instagram. We see the crazy infomercials. We see the diet pills, Hydroxycut. We see all this craziness, and we all fall for it at some point in our life. Most people fall for it. The difference with Beachbody is that we can see a person we know in real life have a real transformation, and we can say, okay, that's legit. I had people reach out to me when I was sharing my progress and say, I know how much you were struggling. If you're seeing progress with this, then I know that this is legit. I want to try it. You have to be proof the products work. Celebrate your challengers and coaches publicly. Now, for new coaches, I know that this is scary, but as soon as you get your first challenger, celebrate them. As soon as your first coach does something awesome, celebrate them. Just celebrate them for the fact that they're a coach on your team and that you're taking the two of you guys all the way to the top. Celebrate it because you want people to see that you're leading something that they can join. Okay? Share about your fitness and your business victories publicly. Now, for those of you guys that hate self-promotion, get over it, because you're a business now and you need to celebrate these things. And if you don't do it for you, do it for the people that those victories represent. Did you hit Success Club? Then do it for the 3 people that you get to work with now, right? Did you hit an income goal? Then do it for your family that it provided for. Whatever it is, share those fitness and business victories publicly. It's not vain. It doesn't make you conceited. It doesn't make you boastful. It's inspiring. People want to see what can be accomplished. Okay? If you're always sharing your struggle and you're never sharing your victory, even though you're having them, it's not going to be as inspiring to people. They want to know what can be done. Do call out posts for challenge groups and new coach trainings. Love bomb somebody every day, which just means you go to someone's page and you just bomb them with love. Like, I like to imagine those confetti eggs. Have you guys ever seen like those confetti eggs for Easter that like you crack over on someone's head and it's just like confetti everywhere? They're like paper mache. All right, well, imagine a paper mache egg and you just walk up and you like pop it on someone's head and glitter and confetti sprinkles all over. That's what I want you to do via social media to people. So that just means going to someone's page and liking a whole bunch of their pictures, leaving them super sweet comments, compliments, sending them a nice message, sending a message to someone you know is having a hard time, has nothing to do with coaching, has nothing to do with your challenge groups. Just love bomb somebody every day. It's going to make you feel good, if nothing else. And always answer your comments. This is something that goes so overlooked, but it means so much to people when they take the time to say something to you. If you take the time to say something back, even if you're just liking their comments so that they know that you saw it, it's going to encourage them to keep coming back and having conversations with you. It's even better if you take time to reply. Instagram tips. Okay, Instagram's a little bit different of a platform. I want to cover both because I know that a lot of you guys here use both or you favor one over the other. So in Instagram, you have to have consistent photo editing. Now, you don't have to be a good photographer. This just means that you use like the same 1 or 2 editing tools or filters or apps or whatever it is on all your stuff, just so that it looks consistent. Because in Instagram, when someone comes to your profile, they see a grid. And if all your pictures are like crazy and all over the place, it's just hard on people's eyes and they're going to want to look away as a gut reflex instead of looking in. So simple. Just pick 1 or 2 filters that you really like and just always stick to those. You don't have to overthink it or make it more artistic than it has to be. On Instagram, you story tell in photos and you story share in your captions. Okay, you story tell in your photos, you story share in your captions. So think of Instagramming like microblogging, right? Like you're doing these teensy little blog posts all the time. So share your story in the caption because people will read it. even though Instagram is super photo heavy, some of my absolute favorite Instagram accounts, they story share in their captions. It's so compelling. It feels like I'm reading a blog. You want to create scroll stoppers, okay? So you want your pictures to be something that makes someone stop and look. Now, I know that this can be stressful. All I mean is just try to take pictures that you like, that you would stop and look at. Doesn't have to be award-winning photojournalism. Just try and take pictures that look nice and that, you know, maybe have bright colors or that are well lit or that are something that's interesting that would make you stop if you saw it. Messier looking stuff can go in your story. So here's the beauty of Instagram. You can kind of curate your main feed, and all of those like rougher kind of snapshotty type things, maybe it's dark and your picture's all grainy, that can go in your Instagram story, which is just like Snapchat. And your Instagram story is an incredible resource for you to be able to share all of those kind of real life behind the scenes details of your day so your followers can really get to know you without cluttering up your main Instagram feed. What I like to do is use my main Instagram feed for the big storytelling and the big message sharing. And then I use my story for all of the like ins and outs of my day. That's super relaxed so people can get to know me a lot better. And that keeps my main Instagram feed really curated looking and clean, which is attractive. And then people, you know, get sucked in and they want to know more and they watch my stories. Always on Instagram, use hashtags. Always, always, always. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about this because you can Google how to use hashtags on Instagram and find tons of tutorials and tips. Hashtags just are a way for people to search on Instagram. So hashtag the crap out of each and every one of your photos. Also geotag your photos, not necessarily in your house, but if you go to a yoga studio, if you go to a cool park, if you're visiting out of town somewhere, if you're ever on a Beachbody trip, geotag the heck out of them. Because people search by geotags. Reply to every comment. On Instagram, you can just go and like someone's comments, but it's even better to actually reply. Again, same concept is on Facebook. You want this to be a conversation. You want people to feel like you care, that they took the time to send you something. And don't forget to check your Instagram inbox. So most people that are new to Instagram don't realize that people can send you direct messages and you have an Instagram inbox. Bonnie today was like, oh my gosh, you guys, did you know Instagram had an inbox that had 50 messages? And I was like, yes, I knew Instagram had an inbox. How did you not? But it made me think, if she didn't know it, I'm sure there are lots of other people that don't. So don't forget to go and check them because you never know when someone saw something you posted and reached out to you about it. Like and comment on the accounts of people that you would love to get to know better. That's how you get someone's attention. And then do grid audits from time to time to make sure that the photos in your grid look consistent, to make sure you're not getting a little bit off kilter, to make sure that your message is coming across. Okay, so earlier you heard me say that we need to do call out posts. Did anybody catch that when I said that earlier? You hear me say it? What is a call out post? Okay, a call out post is basically a post talking about what you have that people can join into. And I don't see a lot of this in coaches on our team's page that are maybe less, like lower than diamond. So this is a really easy little tweak for you guys to add into what you're doing. Okay, call out post tips. Make them very clear. A call out post is a public post sharing about an upcoming challenge group or new coach training. This could also be sharing about a free group if you're brand new and that's what you're doing. Some tips for call out posts. Here are two examples. Two different styles, one from Vanessa and one from Tara Lee. Vanessa's was one where it was more explained in her caption, and her photo was just like a super cute, eye-catching photo of her where she's smiling. Doesn't this make you just want to smile back? Like this photo? She looks like such a nice girl. She looks so inviting. It's a great photo. Tara Lee's, it talks a little bit more about what she's doing just in the photos. This is another thing you can do because now people don't have to even stop to read her caption. She is saying the Inspire Tribe is looking for positive, encouraging, creative, caring, driven coaches who want community, financial freedom to help. She's offering a new coach training. Awesome. Just seeing that graphic, I know Tara Lee has something I can join. Same with Vanessa. She's talking about if you want to talk about coaching, it's time to reach out to her. Here are the doubts that she's had. Here's how she gets through them. Here's some tips for a call out post. Make it personal. They both have pictures of them. They're both sharing a little bit about their story. Tara Lee starts with, about 3 years ago, I became a fitness coach. definitely personal. Vanessa's is talking about, how she got through a lot of those same doubts that other people get through. Start with a question is another key tip. Neither of them did it, but it's a really good one. You could say, have you been frustrated with a weight loss plateau? Have you been nervous about being at the beach with your kids in a bathing suit? Vacations are coming up. Have you been looking for a side hustle? Have you, whatever. You can start with a question. Share your experience. Both of them did that. If you read through these posts that I did, use an eye-catching graphic. Both of them did that. Share who you're looking for. Both of them did that. It was awesome. Tara Lee explicitly wrote the words out and then also talked about it. Vanessa kind of did it in a roundabout way where she said she's basically looking for people who are curious but have doubts and hesitations. She wants to basically blow those out of the water for them so that they can unlock their own potential, which I loved. Explain key aspects that your target cares about, okay? So if you're doing a challenge group and you're reaching out and your target demographic is moms, you would want to say, we're going to do short workouts from home that are so quick you can get them done while your baby naps. We're going to have an online community you can access 24/7. So when you're up for those midnight feedings, if you have a question about the meal plan for tomorrow, you can come in and you can post about it. So share the key aspects of what you're doing with the people, explaining it in a way that the people you're trying to reach care about. Keep your paragraphs short. See how both Vanessa and Tara Lee didn't go on and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk? You guys ever heard that, seen that hashtag TLDR, too long didn't read? Like if you open up a post and it's like, oh my God, this is gonna take me forever, you just don't read it. So keep your paragraph short, make it fun. Post it at peak times for your audience. This is different for everybody. Mornings, lunch break, and late evenings are my peak times. I have a dead time like between 2 to 5 p.m. where if I post something, like nobody sees it. It may be different for you, so just pay attention to your social media. See what posts you do at what times get the best traction. And then respond to likes and comments quickly. If you can, wait to post this till you know that you're gonna have time that same day to respond. So ideally what you wanna do is be able to message everybody back that evening. Like you don't wanna wait more than a day. And then let me just tell you this right now, because this was something that was kind of something that surprised me and I thought I was doing a bad job, but it's not the case. Expect lower interaction on this post. Expect that you're not going to get as many likes and comments as the adorable picture of your baby or as the funny video of your cat. It's just how Facebook is. But here's the thing. People are watching and you need to have these types of posts even though it doesn't feel as good to your ego because you're not going to have 100 likes on it, and we all like that. You need to have these posts because people need to know what you're doing, and these need to be on your social media every single month, because if someone is scrolling, they need to know what opportunities you have that they can join. These are really important posts, these call out posts. Now, the bad news, call outs do not count as invites, okay? Call outs are just an announcement talking about what you're doing, and they show your consistency and leadership. If people message you because of a call out or say they want more information or are ready to sign up right away, then consider that a bonus, because that's not the point of a call out. The point of a call out is to show your consistency and leadership as a coach, that you have things that people can join and that you are the one leading it. They don't count as one of your invites, but they're great tools to open up the conversation. So how to invite from a call out post. Number one, you message anybody who asks for info. That's the easiest thing. One of my favorite things to do on a call out post is to give a very simple and clear call to action. And my favorite one, because people dig it, is to say, drop an emoji below if you want more info. Because that's so easy. People can do that so quick. They don't have to publicly post their email. They don't have to stop and write you a long message. They can just post whatever silly emoji they like and know that you're going to reach back out to them. That's my favorite. And then what I do is I message all of those people. Take it a step further and message everybody who likes the post. Because if they liked it, they may be thinking about joining, but were too scared to comment. Try to do it that same evening, right? Because what you don't want is for days to go by and people's preliminary excitement about this to fade. And next, follow up with them again the next morning. Okay, so how do you reach out to these people? Here is a sample of what you could possibly say in a message. Hey, thank you so much for your support. I saw your like pop up in my notification and smiled. I would love to have you in the group I was talking about. Are you thinking about it? So simple. Don't overthink it. Okay, now let's talk about personal invites, because this is what you hear as one of your vital behaviors. Invite, invite, invite. What does that even mean? How do I do it? Okay, personal invites. The easiest way to do this is to work from a list of 100 potential challengers and coaches. Beachbody even has a tool for creating this list in Coach Basics. You can find it in our coach training. And it's just basically a brain dump of people. And you could write their names down as your friend requesting them. These are just people that you think would be awesome to have in your challenge group or awesome to have as coaches. People you already know, people you just follow and think would be awesome, doesn't matter. And then message 5 of them a day. That's your goal. But you message them after reconnecting to them. So you don't just message people out of the blue because, I mean, does that work on you when people message you and sales pitch you out of the blue? Probably not. So what you want to do is be reconnecting with these people, following them on Facebook, just, getting to know them better, making sure that they're even at a place in their life where this would be something that would fit. I reconnected with someone the other day and saw that they had just gone through a horrible family tragedy and they were flying for a funeral. Probably not going to message that person about joining something right now, right? So you have to be smart and be paying attention because you don't want to offend anybody. You also really only want to help people that you can help, right? So it's kind of pointless to just blanket invites out to people who it's not actually helpful to. Okay. Friends, family, people who already know and love you, people who you know need help, and then your dream people. These are all people that can be on that list. Personal invites are a one-on-one conversation, not a post, not a sneak peek, not a call out. You must personally invite people. It makes them feel seen, cared about, and is personal. While you might think this feels scary, this can be perceived as pushy, this could be perceived as salesy. On the other side, if you do this right and you are really reaching out to people that you care about, that you've reconnected with, that you have relationship or at least some sort of connection on social media with, and that you really think you could help them and offer them something that's a gift, then it is something that makes them feel seen and cared about, and that personal invite is special. While you may think that when you do a call out post, every single one of your Facebook friends sees it, and then the next time you talk about Beachbody, they see that, and then the next time you post a shake, they see that, and they're so annoyed because all you're doing is posting Beachbody, and how could anybody not know that you're a Beachbody coach? The truth is, because of Facebook's algorithm, most of the people you're connected to don't even see a third of what you post. So they may have never even seen your call out post. They may not have seen your last couple posts about challenges, but when you reach out to them, they're going to feel special, and that's what's going to make them want to come. Okay, so let's talk about some sample invites, because I know that the verbiage is what everybody gets tripped up over. I don't know what to say to these people. I don't know how to start this conversation. Well, I wrote out some examples. You can screenshot them. You can tweak them to make them your own, but this gives you an idea of what I sent. Okay, to someone who knows you and loves you already. This could be family, aunt, cousin, friend, old classmate that you're still really good friends with. These are people who care about you, right? This is great for brand new coaches. If you're a brand new coach, you're trying to get your first couple of challengers, you're trying to get to Emerald, this is a great type of message for you to send. Hey, I just wanted to say how much it means to me. Obviously, don't ever lie. So if they're not liking any of your fitness stuff and they hate that you're doing it, maybe change up the first couple sentences. Obviously, fit this to your situation. But for me, for example, I had a family member that was liking all of my fitness things, and it made me feel very special. And I said, hey, I want to say how much it means to me to have people like you in my corner. I know you've been seeing my health journey posts and liking them, and it means so much to me. I'm super committed to becoming the best coach I can be and building something amazing for our family. I would love to have you as one of my first challengers and or coaches, because you're so important to me too. And I think it would be fun to get to tackle this challenge together. All it would take is you getting a challenge pack from me and working on your own health goals. Your support would mean the world to me, and I'd love the added accountability. Would you ever be interested? If you got that from like your cousin, would you be super offended? No, it's sweet. These are the things. We don't have to overthink them. Be honest, but be confident, right? I think it's really important that you say, I am in this. I am serious, because your family and friends will be happy to support you if they don't think they're wasting their time or money. Okay, sample invite for maybe someone who's just a friend or an acquaintance. Maybe these aren't people that you have a really close relationship with yet, but that you think would be a really awesome fit. Hey, I know this is kind of out of nowhere, but I've been totally stalking you on Facebook, obviously. Change that if you haven't been. And I'm so inspired by the way you share so positively. Have you ever considered being a coach? I'm growing my team, and I would just love to get to do this alongside you, to get to go to conferences together, to get to go on free vacations together, and to just have this fun side hustle in common. I think you'd be amazing at it. Have you ever thought about it for yourself? This is the one that I send to friends of mine who I think would be naturals at coaches that already post inspiring things or empowering things, because I think that's such an important quality in a coach. And sometimes I'll even tell them, like, you would be a dream team member for me. I think we could crush this together. I tweak this for each of them. If they already post a lot about fitness, I add in a little line being like, people are already so inspired by you. Why not leverage that into a business? I can show you exactly how. So super simple thing that you can send. All right. So now we've done our call out posts. We have sent our personal invites. What do we do now? We follow up, follow up, follow up. Now these are sales statistics from the National Sales Executive Association. The number one thing I hear from coaches is that they don't like to follow up because they don't want to be pushy. But the numbers don't lie. Half of sales reps never follow up with a prospect. In coaching, that would equate to sending someone a message, them not answering you, and then you not answering back because you're scared. Half. Okay, only a quarter will make a second contact, but then they stop. These are the coaches who go, hey, just wanted to see if you saw my message, and then never talk to that person again. Okay? 12% of salespeople make 3 contacts and stop. 10% make more than 3 contacts and stop. 2% of sales are made on the very first contact. 2% of your sales are going to be when you go, hey, do you want to buy a challenge pack? And someone says yes, and they order right that second. 2%. Of course, we would love that to be 100%. It's just not the case. And it's not you, and it's not Beachbody, and it's not market saturation. It's just how sales go. Like, this is not a network marketing sales statistics chart. This is sales in general. Everybody who is in sales. 3% are made on the second contact, 5% made on the third contact. Okay, that means that you have to reach out to someone 3 times to only move up 3% chance, all right? So I want you guys to get in your head right now, 5 follow-ups is the bottom line, okay? 1 follow-up is not following up. 5 follow-ups is the bottom line. Because after that, what happens? We jump to 10%. Ooh, that 6 follow-up, you just doubled your chances, baby. All right? That is where the magic starts to happen. Then what happens? 5th to 12th contact. I don't know if you can tell that number. What is that number? Is that a large percentage? Is that a small percentage? I can't tell. It's 80%. 5th to 12th contact. Now, I'm not saying that you sit there and message someone every 3 hours like, hey, did you see my last message? Hey, I'm just following up again. This could mean that this is someone who you contact and you go back and forth and you follow up a few times and they either ghost on you or they just say, I'm not interested. Then the next month you go, hey, maybe this is a better month for you. The program you want is on sale, or we're doing a special thing, yada, yada, yada. They don't answer, whatever. You have to keep going. You guys, if there's one common thread, it's that every single coach that has having success on our team at one point has done a post in our team page that says, don't stop following up. I followed up with this person and I followed up and I thought that they, had no interest, and then look what happened, right? And then what did they say? They said something like, thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you so much for reaching back out. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. I can't believe you messaged me again. That is what they say. I've never once in 4 years had a coach on our team come and tell me that after following up 5 times, someone told them they were a horrible person, they wanted nothing to do with them, and to never talk to them again. It just hasn't happened. But what has happened is coaches have joined their team that were amazing. Challengers got plugged in that were able to change their health around. Amazing things can happen. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Okay, 10% of salespeople go for more than 3 contacts. I would say that those are probably the diamond and star diamond coaches in the network, because there's not a very high percentage of those in the grand scheme of things. And I think that if we ran these numbers in a correlation, we would find that a very similar percentage of coaches in the network are diamond and star diamond, as these statistics say are the people that follow up more than 3 times. Now, I don't know how scientific that is. That's just my hypothesis. If any of you guys are statistics buffs and you want to try and figure that one out for me, that would be great. But that's what I think. Follow up fears. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to rush people. I don't want to annoy people. They haven't answered me, so they must hate me. They must be so turned off, right? Oh my gosh, I'm ruining all of my relationships. No one's going to like me online. They didn't answer me yet, so they must not be interested. Now here's the follow-up truth. It's not pushy. People really like to know that you care and that you remember them and that you're thinking about them. If someone was talking to you about the 3-day refresh and it just didn't work out, they didn't have the money, they didn't have the time, they just weren't ready to commit, and the 3-day refresh goes on sale 3 months later, and you message them and you say, hey, I remember we were talking about the 3-day refresh. I know that it wasn't the right time for you before. I'm just sending you this little note because it went on sale and you popped into my mind, and I just thought, I might as well let you know that it's $25 less this month if this is a better month. That's going to make them feel so special that you remembered that about them and took the time to tell them. Amazing. Okay, don't want to rush them, but urgency can be really great. Some people will stay in what's comfortable forever if they can. That's just human nature. And sometimes we need a little bit of urgency to make us do what we already know is the thing that we need to do. And sometimes you going, hey, I'm just following up because our challenge group starts Monday and I really don't want you to miss prep week because it helps so much to be on top of your meal plan. Do you think that we could get your challenge pack all done by Saturday so that you can start with us on Monday? That urgency is important sometimes. They're going to go, oh crap, yeah, let's do it. Like, I totally forgot. I don't want to annoy them. Listen, they'll tell you to stop if you're actually annoying them. Okay. And that really doesn't happen. People they're not going to be like, you're so annoying, leave me alone. And if they do, that's more about them than it is about you. And that's not somebody that's ready to work with you. And that's okay. Bless and release. They didn't answer me, so they must not be interested in what I have. Listen, they're busy and they probably forgot. How many times have one of you guys messaged me, seen that I read it, and that I didn't instantly respond to you? Did you think that I must not be interested in you? Or did you think Becca must have read this and then forgot to write me back because she got a call or her kid is crazy? That's what happens, you guys. I read messages all the time, and then Cadence spills a cup of milk on an iPad, or the light turns green, or I get a phone call from my husband asking me what I need from Whole Foods, and I forget that message is there, and then it's marked as read, and that person could be over there going, oh my gosh, she hasn't answered me yet. Like, what does she think about this message? But the truth is that people are just busy, and that's the society we live in. We read things on the fly. We multitask. Most likely, they're just busy, and they forgot to write back to you. So that's all of the problem. Okay. How do we send a follow-up? What do we even say? I don't want to annoy anybody. Here's what you say. Hey, girl, or hey, friend, or hey, Brian. I just wanted to follow up. Did you get a chance to read that last message? Hey, just popping in. Wanted to finish our conversation from earlier. You around? Hey, I just wanted to see if you had any questions about that link I sent you. That is as easy as a follow-up is. Don't overthink it. Your business goal, your business minimum, your business foundation is 3 to 5 new people a month if you want to build a coaching business. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's okay if you only get 1 or 2. It's fine. That's great in the world. That's great if you just want to make a couple commissions here and there. And that is wonderful that you help those 1 or 2 people. I'm totally a starfish person. You guys know that story? The little boy who's walking on the beach after a storm. All the starfish were washed up. He's walking along, picks one up, throws it in. There's hundreds more, walks along, picks one up, throws it in. This old man comes up and goes, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. It's not going to matter. There's too many. You can't save them all. He picks one up, looks at it, and goes, it matters to this one. He throws it in. I'm totally a starfish person. I think every person that you touch matters, but I also think that your business goals matter. And I need to tell you, as a business person, 3 to 5 new people a month is what your business needs to get off the ground. It's just how it works. Don't give up before that. Never lower your bar. Okay? Don't say, well, I'm just going to try and help 1 person this month because I don't want to fail at helping 3. Raise your bar, right? Shoot for the moon. And if you miss, you end up in the stars. Don't lower it, raise it. 3 to 5 new people. 3 people equals Success Club 5. 5 people equals Success Club 10. That's how it breaks down. Think outside the box, right? If what you're doing isn't working, change it, tweak it. Work smarter, not harder. Leverage your time better. Find ways to be more efficient. Google, how do I connect with people on Facebook? Just do whatever you can. Think outside the box. This is your business. You know, you're the CEO. You're the entrepreneur. Get creative. Wake up a bit earlier. Sacrifice that 1 TV show a week to get an extra hour of work time in a week. They say that entrepreneurs are people who live like no one else now so that they can live like no one else later. It's so true. There's also a joke that I love that says entrepreneurs will work 80 hours a week so they don't have to work 40 hours for someone else. And it's true. The hustle is real, you guys. When you are an entrepreneur and you are trying to get something off the ground, the hustle is real. It is raw. It is rough. It is hard. But we have long-term vision. So we know that this hustle is an investment, not in next month. It's an investment in 5 years from now, right? That's what we're doing. How many other jobs does your investment pay off that quickly? How many other jobs can you go from 0 to a 6-figure income in 5 years, right? We have people who've gone from 0 to 1 million club members in 5 years. Beachbody doesn't guarantee any of that. It all depends on you and your diligence and your effort, but it's possible. It's out there if you want it. Can you wake up 10 minutes earlier? I'm not telling you to wake up at 4 a.m. Can you just not hit snooze 1 time and send 5 messages, right? Can you skip 1 hour of TV a week? That's it. 10 extra minutes a day. Can you do that much to increase your chances of hitting Success Club? Remember that you have a gift. You are not nagging people or annoying them. You have something awesome. Do you see the oil girls out there going, oh my gosh, I hope I'm not bothering you, but this oil is really going to help you feel peaceful. Like, I don't want to push it on you. No, none of them say that. Those oil girls are like, this oil is the best thing ever. My kids are crazy. I'm diffusing it all day long. Everybody needs it. And then what happens? Everybody goes and buys fucking lavender oil, right? Because they're not apologetic. They know that it helps. They know that it works. They have a gift in it. They're willing to spread that. You have a gift. You know that this works or you wouldn't be here. You had an experience or you wouldn't be here. Remember that. You're not annoying people. You're sharing something that worked for you and it might work for them too. Goals and grit. The Arrow Tribe, we don't quit. We don't run the marathon to stop 10 feet before the finish line. You guys, ending at Success Club 4 is like giving your business the middle finger. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. It's like saying goals. What goals? My goals aren't important. No, you don't end at 4. You don't get to the end of a marathon and stop and then go home. You crawl across the finish line if you need to crawl across the finish line. People drag you by the arm, but you're going to get across it, all right? If your success partners have to drag you kicking and screaming across that line, we're going to do it because we cross the finish line. We don't give up. Okay, so I want to let you guys know that I'm going to upload a bunch of objection graphics to the team page. So that's the only thing I didn't talk about in this call is objections. So what happens if someone responds to your follow-up with, well, let me stop this share. I don't know how to stop it. With an objection. And I want to give you guys those to combat those objections, which I don't even like the term objection because I feel like all it is a question, you know, like it's not even like I'm objecting to this. It's more just like, hey, can I do Shakeology while breastfeeding? Or, hey, you know, how do I cancel auto ship in the future if I don't want it? I don't want to get charged for things. And you're like, oh yeah, I got you, girl. Like, let me explain how to do that. That's all objections are. So I'm going to upload a bunch of slides that have, I mean, basically every objection in the book and a script answer so that you can know exactly what to say. If you're someone who fumbles over the words, this will help you. So check the team page. I'm going to add those in after the call. And I know that we're late because we started late and I talked long. But if anybody has any questions, I'm going to open up for like 5 minutes for questions. So just unmute your